There are so many discussions on butter versus margarine that are incredibly daunting for us to understand them all. Here's a compact list of what I found is important for us consumers to understand, from its brief history of creation, production processing, chemical composition, to their respective nutritional effects, so that you can make a better and more informative shopping decision for yourself. Alright, let's get into it. Butter has been around since the ancient time. There has been evidence dated back thousands of years ago, but it became more popular and more documented during the Middle Ages. This is the period of time that society remained relatively stable for a few hundred years, and this allowed the development of culture, tradition, and cuisines. At the time, butter was an essential part of the society, especially for Northern Europe civilization. It is a major desirable cooking fat instead of oil due to its cold climate that is really difficult to cultivate crops that you can use to harvest oil. So instead, people rely on animal fats as a main source in order to use for cooking, baking, and other purposes. It was beloved from all classes of society, from the kings and nobles down to the peasants. It was such an important item that nations will be willing to set up ports and trade sectors in order just for butter exchange between different countries or different areas. And because of that, butter making became an essential profession that paved the way for so many methods and ways of butter making and butter flavorings that we know today. On the contrary, margarine is a relatively new product that came across during the 19th century. So compare this to the ancient historical culture of butter, it is not on par with, but its significance during this period of time cannot be understated. During this industrial revolution, people began to move to the city looking for jobs. The labor force on the farm, because of that, has been significantly reduced, and so the supply of butter has been limited. Due to the shortage of butter being available on the market, at the time in France, Emperor Napoleon basically announced a reward for anyone who could come up with a proper substitution for butter. As you can probably guess, this led to the creation of margarine by a French chemist in 1869. This creation was such an important factor at the time. It's a game changer because traditional butter making was an extremely labor-intensive, expensive, and has a really short shelf life. Industrial and household refrigeration did not come until the 1900s. By finding a substitution, people was able to mass produce at a much lower cost because combining animal fats like lard with milk flavorings is much cheaper than churning fresh butter from milk and cream. It met the criteria for the majority of the population at the time due to its affordability, convenience, and availability. As such, an entire new industry was born, and this paved the way to so many margarine companies that we know today on the market. So next time when you go and have a look at the block of margarine, think about the many lives of people that it helped in the 1900s. Alright, so this wraps up the video right here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy it and find something useful. Leave a like, subscribe, and stay tuned for my future videos when I'll touch upon more in-depth conversation about its production values, chemical composition of butter versus margarine, and most importantly, its nutritional effects on our human body. Until then, my name is Henry, this is the Nerd Corner. I'll catch you on another episode. Take care.